There's no denying my love for Final Fantasy XIV. This game has given me countless memorable moments that I will never forget, moments that will only ever reside within the recesses of my memory. Like Patch Day, when swimming was released and my FC leader and I were so excited that we immediately stripped into our bathing suits, teleported to Costa del Sol, and swam around for, like 20 minutes. I have played a lot of games, by myself, with my friends, with strangers, you name it. For the longest time, I loved the idea of MMOs, the idea of being able to play the same game with thousands of other people at the same time, the idea of doing dungeons with strangers or exploring new content with my friends. But I could never invest myself into one. Neverwinter, Blade and Soul, Terra, World of Warcraft, all of these games I tried and played for a little bit before I simply stopped. Hell, the same thing happened with Final Fantasy XIV. When I first tried the game, I just couldn't get into it. I remember the moment that I decided to stop as well. I was playing by myself, experiencing what the game had to offer, and I came across a mission. Passing musters requires you to have items of level 5 or higher equipped into your head, body, hands, legs, and feet slots. Of course, that's laughable looking back on it. There's a merchant about 10 meters from the quest giver who sells those items, but alas, for my soft, smooth 16-year-old brain, this mission had me stumped. I didn't know what to do to get gear, I didn't know where to buy it, so I simply gave up. Add the monotony of the early game grind onto this, and it was so frustrating that I just quit the game. It wasn't until a few years later, when some of my friends were talking about getting into the game, that I decided to pick it back up, dive headfirst into it and overcome the hurdles. And you know what? It worked. Maybe I struck gold, maybe the secret was the friends that we make along the way, but regardless, I finally got invested into the game and I haven't looked back since. If you can play this game with a bunch of new people and experience the game all together for the first time, it's amazing. Learning together, growing together, experiencing things together is such a fulfilling and rewarding experience that if you can manage it, go do it right now. Alas, not everyone is so fortunate, and my mind wanders to the thought of the dozens, hundreds, thousands of people who've missed their opportunity to play and get invested in this game because of the frustrations that the early game has to offer. Granted, patch 5.3 strives to alleviate this issue by removing a lot of the early game missions and the repetitiveness associated with it. They're raising the level cap for the free trial, adding in Heaven's Ward for free, and allowing you to play an aura without even buying the game. I've seen countless videos from creators talking about what they're looking forward to the most about patch 5.3, but for me, there is no contest. Story content, raids, dungeons, that's all great for people that are here, but what I'm most excited for is how the future of this game is going to allow so many new people to experience what it has to offer. If you're watching this and you know about Final Fantasy XIV, maybe you have a friend who plays it and you're not sure what the big deal is, or maybe you've been interested in playing it because you like the cute characters, go ahead and do it. Take the opportunity and invite your friends, or just go on the journey yourself and find new friends along the way. There are always people in Limsa, Ul'dah, Gridania who are messing around, emoting, doting, and dancing, and if you ask for help, there's a 99% chance that they'll be more than willing. Join an FC, make new friends, explore the world and the content. This game is by no means perfect, but here's some insight into the kind of person that I am. I'm an asshole. When I play other games, I get annoyed quite often. I get irritated easily when people mess up, and I get annoyed at myself when I mess up. I stopped playing League of Legends because it brought out a side of me that I hated, a competitive asshole who not only grew irritated by the people in the game itself, but became more irritable in general. I will never forget the moment I decided to stop playing. I was on a call with my best friend. We were just having a normal conversation, but I was getting increasingly irritated. I wasn't playing League. Hell, I hadn't played League in about a day, but when she asked me, "Koi, what's wrong?" I didn't have a proper answer. I thought on it for a few moments and realized that my entire mood was horrible because for the past week I'd been playing League. Now, Final Fantasy on the other hand, holy shit, this game is like a warm hug to me. It's like getting a deep tissue massage. Playing dungeons and doing content with other people is a relaxing experience for me. Maybe it's the player mentality, maybe it's just that I prefer this game over a game like League, but I can only speak from my experiences. And in my experience, this game has made me a better person. If someone makes a mistake in a dungeon, I smile. I tell them that it's okay and I give them tips if they need it. Is the game perfect? No. Is every player encounter sunshine and butterflies? No. But when I think about this game, I don't think about the one time I had an asshole sit at the start of the Dome and Castle dungeon because we wiped twice on the first pull. No, I think about the time that a group of strangers and I kept wiping on Stone Vigil and we laughed about it, made jokes, role-played like we were the Warriors of Light. I think about being part of a flash mobs in Limsa or conga lining mounts after my friend's wedding. I think about the amount of times people have kindly explained mechanics to me and how I've kindly explained mechanics to others. I think about how I went from being a brainless idiot who didn't know how to use Provoke properly, being guided along by veteran players, to being the veteran who's explaining how to use Provoke properly. I think about the comedy club that we had one night in the FC house. I think about fostering kindness and how the same person who would get angry over League games is smiling and laughing off dungeon wipes. To address the titular statement, you should play Final Fantasy XIV because it can offer you an experience that no other game can. So go out there, forge your own memories and make your own experiences. It's worth it. Trust me.